at the time, I think my most trusted and my most revered graffiti writer at the time was Phase 2, and I really enjoyed his work and what he was putting forth. I thought he was extremely ahead of his time as an artist. I thought his style was just totally original, and I wanted to emphasize and like definitely put my impact on the world as much as he did. So I borrowed the P and I took out the H and the A and I added the O and the S and the E, and I came up with Pose 2. And as time went on, you know, I looked at the word pose, I looked it up in the dictionary, and it meant to pose, like to strike a pose. And I felt it was pretty shallow. And I think I wanted to add more depth to who I was as a persona. And I came up with Prophet of Self-Education. And I thought that really emphasized who I am as a person and an artist.
That whole design was a mix of graffiti was there, obviously, writing was there, obviously, but it was definitely a mix of this. I felt jazz, I felt paint, I felt, you know, it was all of those things.
I tell you what, this is how that whole process went. I got the call to do the job, right? So I'm like doing these designs, the fifth door, right? And I was like, this shit ain't working. Like, nothing was coming up. I was like, okay.
Scrapped.
I'm just gonna do what I drew. And I just drew, and I was like, this is the design. My design is gonna fit your shit this time around.
Exactly.
Like, I'm at the point in my career, like, you know, like the art. Feel what this is. And run with that, not let me try to fit into your box.
Right. And so did you feel like you had to fit in their box? Were they?
I've done so much stuff like that in the past that I've been conditioned like that.
Right. So you broke out of that.
So I was like, you know, like now I'm just gonna do my, you know, because I'm like, I don't care. If you like it, you like it. If you don't, like, I don't
have to do it.
I don't care. Do I want the money? Yes. But if you don't like it, I don't care.
Right.
Like, I don't care.
Because it's too difficult to try to fit in other people's box.
So I just let that alone, and you know, I got the call to do it, and I was like, yeah.
And you submitted your first drawing.
That was it, and like, yo, that's it. And like, hopefully that breaks the door down, man, because there's so many crazy, talented people out here.
Nature of writing and graffiti, the force of it, we need to create art or expression all around us.
Yeah, it's just about expressing yourself. Any art form that has the courage enough to just like express itself and do what it feels it needs to do is important. And if it doesn't make noise and it doesn't make people want to get rid of it or hate it or have some kind of opinion about it, then it has no value whatsoever.
In society, yeah. Well, tell me, so you're painting now, and it's whatever time history
my
it is.
thing in upstate New York, expanded my horizons. I moved back to New York, started painting in the Bronx again, and helped form the FX crew in 1993, which became like one of the largest international graffiti writing crews in the world. And actually, and you know, this is me talking because I'm part of the crew, but I could say this, and I'm sure a lot of people could validate it, that like I think our crew kind of like shifted the paradigm in where the art form went, from doing elaborate pieces to doing elaborate murals that were really, really phenomenal, that really involved all the newest styles and techniques that were happening in the art form at that time,
together
all over the world. Wow. And the best cats.
Wow.
So it was really impressive, and it just shifted the paradigm of the art form and brought a lot of attention to what's going on. It brought graffiti present once again. this was a time that we wanted to, even though I always feel that we're giving back, this is a time that we wanted to beautify and enhance our communities, like, you know, like bang.
It was a purpose.
This is where we are right now. Like, and you've seen that side. There's a whole bunch of cats out there giving you the other side of the coin. We want to show you this side.
Right. We became rebels with a cause rather than rebels without a cause, maybe.
I think all these cats that's out here bombing unconsciously, they may not have a cause, but there's a cause, man.
Of course.
There's a cause behind it. There's a strong motivational factor behind everybody that's out there painting, and they may have their own individual purpose, but in the big picture of things, I think it's very important. Graffiti is about ego.
Okay.
And we want to show how damn good we are, straight up and down.
Right.
Like, yo, this is where we are. We running this. We got this. We're the best in the world. Bottom line.
My next question is, you've come to the forefront. You did this FX group. What happens next to Pose? After the FX group?
After the FX group, Pose moves to Philadelphia. While still in FX crew, and starts to explore even further. I've always felt the need to continue to grow. Something about evolution is deeply rooted in me. Stagnation is my poison.
Yeah.
Once I feel that I've reached a point where I'm not growing anymore, it's time to detach and move forward. So I think that happened with a lot of members of the crew for many different reasons, and people have gone their own ways and started doing different things. I moved to Philadelphia, started working with the Philadelphia Mural Arts Program.
Oh, great.
Projects with them. Started teaching and doing workshops. I had a gallery in Philadelphia, and I've been an entrepreneur doing art-related businesses. So I just got deeper into what I was doing as an artist and an entrepreneur. And I think it was maybe 2003 or 2002 when I finally came to the resolve of, like, I'm gonna paint.
Very nice.
All I'm gonna do is paint now.
Oh,
Like,
that sends chills down my spine.
I had enough confidence from doing other business and being self-employed for many years to, like, you know something, this is what I'm gonna do, paint. And the day that I said I was going to paint as a career, I got a phone call to do a mural for a video shoot as a confirmation to be like, yo, it's on.
That's it.
It's on and popping. I haven't turned back since.
That's incredible.
I think it was like a great opportunity to just spread my wings. Like, you know, I came from New York. Philadelphia is a smaller city. And I was just, you know, I was able to spread my wings in so many different directions, and people were like, well, open the door for me. And actually in Philadelphia, once again, I did events. I did the B-Boy Barbecue, which was huge, and I wanted to expand that event into other cities. I think I was at an extreme high point financially. I mean, there was no moment's rest. I was teaching, I was painting murals, I was doing so many different things. So many different things. But creatively, I felt deadened.
Yeah.
I felt that I reached a point where, like, I would go to my studio to paint, and I was like, paint what? I don't know what to paint anymore. Like, I'm just like, there's nothing inside me. I don't feel anything inside me to express.
Would you feel like nothing was inspiring you?
Nothing inspired me at all.
Yeah.
I just felt like, wow.
I just feel like Philadelphia, really is a great city for arts and for growth. And what a fortunate thing to go there and live your life up to the point where you couldn't paint anymore. And what? You got up and...
After reaching that point, man, I went to California to do an exhibition in, like, January 2006. So just being out there and then connecting with people, like... So I moved out to California.
Oh, okay, so now you're in...
My plan was just to go and stay out there for 2 months to set up this event. So I went to California, did an exhibition, and I was like, wow, I'm really feeling this, man. The beauty, the sunshine, the ocean, and the people. I felt I could actually bring my event to California. I go out there, I start to paint.
Oh, you get inspired a little bit.
And I'm like, ooh, yeah. Like, if you look at my past work, I've always felt that, like, that evolution of style has always been there. But in California, I was able to connect with people that was on the same vibe. So I didn't feel like I was alone. My 2-month stay was like, yo, I came back to Philadelphia, got all my stuff, and like, yo, I'm living on the West Coast. And like, just from my drawings and everything, and like, I think the proof was in the pudding. Once I started like posting some of my images online, people like, wow, like, you know, your art is evolving, it's changing. I was like, yeah.
That's great. That's good to hear.
That it just, you know, I just want to keep growing. I just want to keep pushing. It's just a good thing, man. I think I'm really enjoying my life.
That's good.
You know, like I've been in a point before.
So there's hope for the rest of us. You hear that?
Yes, I'm enjoying what I do, man. I get a chance to travel. I get a chance to paint. I get a chance to meet people like yourself, and that's really valuable.
The whole point of artists that come to this life that sometime finally have to realize that that's it. You're going to paint, or I am. Not I think I am, but I am. Where's the feedback?
I looked just the other day at a painting that I had at a friend's house, and I was like, wow, the paintings that I've done on canvas, and these are like 7, 8 years ago, I'm finally doing on walls now. Nice. And he was like, well, how come you weren't doing that stuff on walls before? And I was like, maybe it was the environment. Maybe I wasn't surrounded by people who were doing similar stuff. I think for so long I felt like weird, too weird. Like I was always by myself, man. And now I'm like, I got a group of people that like, yo, we're going bananas. Nice. So it's like, yo, bring it. Like, bring it. And I'm like, word.
Let's go back to that ego thing, though. See, that's what I think. Sometimes competition, I sometimes don't like the way we compete with each other. You know, and I think that there's a general, in that control is that competition and that ego that doesn't let us really have a collective experience.
Well, then you have to reach a point of when, like, I think maybe the word discernment comes in, or understanding. It's like, okay, yeah, my ego may drive me to be more creative, but also in that creativity, and we're painting side by side, there has to be a fusion here.
Right.
How does this whole thing work together?
Right.
Like, yeah, I want to be the best I can possibly be as an individual, because I am an individual. And I want to express that. But now I want to have my individuality form with your individuality and create a whole.
Yeah. So giving up this control must be, is it a great feeling for you? Or?
I mean, it's another level of expression now, and it's exactly where I am as an artist and all the artists that I'm working with now. Like, I think, you know, talk about writing and being a writer, like I rarely do my name now. Like I'll do aspects of my name.
How did you sign that canvas?
Under Maxx Moses.
What's Maxx Moses?
Maxx Moses is maximum, and Moses represents the person who led these people to freedom. So it's maximum freedom.
Nice.
You know, so it's about just going further. You know what I mean? Like, it's like just pushing it. Like, yeah, I did the whole experience of like pose two, and that, you know, fame and notoriety behind that. All right, cool. Fame, I'm not that concerned about it. I'm concerned about expressing and giving. And now, like, you know, I have other, you know, as an artist, I felt that I spoke to a group of people for a long time, and now I have another conversation and more to say that can expand to a broader group of people that may speak different languages visually.
Right.
So I want to.
And you want to speak and understand those languages yourself.
Yeah. I want to engage. Graffiti.
Great word.
You have to understand that graffiti is a very abstract art form, and you know, people look at it. Majority of people can't read it, but they appreciate the colors and the shapes and designs that are in it. But I have more to say now. You know, I'm older. I have more experiences, and I just want to keep pushing.
But can I ask you something? I mean, teaching. You said earlier you can't teach the abstract or the style.
Right.
But how do you instill that into these
You inspire people to push. You inspire people to make mistakes. You inspire people to be who they are. You know, like understand the tradition of this art form.
Yeah, learn it first.
Get it, and then throw the shit to the curb and say, fuck that. And be like, yo, all right, I got it, I understand it, now I want to do my expression through that, because I don't think, you know, we don't need another Don D. We don't need another scene. We don't need another phase 2. Like, they made their point. Just like in music, we don't need another Miles Davis.
Right.
We don't need another Charlie Parker. They did what they did. I don't want to hear another version of Charlie Parker. Like,
you want to hear some new kid?
Do your thing, son. Do your thing. They did their thing.
But you gotta learn.
Learn it. Learn the foundation. Learn the roots of it, and respect it and honor it.
I want art and expression to be explored through lifetimes.
Of course, yeah.
You know, and you can't stop anywhere or become something. You just have to keep going and learning and learning and learning and making it your own. Do you believe that there's anything original, Maxx Moses?
Yes. What's original is you. Your input upon it is original. As original as your fingerprint. I don't think that's an easy thing to do.
No. I don't.
I don't think it's.
When do you know it's original though? You don't. Do you ever know that it's an original?
No. People know when it's original.
Exactly. Because you have to give it up.
People can look at it and be like, yo, they just feel it. They just know it. They connect with it. They're like, wow, that's wow.
That's an amazing point. Learn your similarities, and then you can go back to your originalness. You know, and originality is our birthright. You're original already.
Yeah, how about that?
You know, there's no seeking originality. And whatever comes from you, and whatever's penetrated you, if it comes through you, it's changed. So,
well said.
You know,
well said.
And this is the core of inspiration. You know, and then I don't have to relate to whether it's good or bad. It is you. It is you. It is Pose. It is Maxx Moses. It is whoever it's going to be. Oh, my brother just did another thing, yo. Let's go check it out.
I think the art, you know, like the creative process and the finished result is really about inspiration. It's really about encouraging people to live, to create. You know, I mean, there's a certain value in possession and material things and things that we need to survive.
Some spray paint cans.
You know, gotta have paint. Gotta have paint.
Well, you know, that's what question one. What do you think of the art today?
What do I think of the art today?
Yeah, what
art? I mean,
well,
life is art. I think it's about the way we live. I think art is about the process, not only about the end result.
Right.
It's like, you know, we painted a mural. I painted a mural over the weekend, and I find it sometimes very difficult while I'm painting to engage with onlookers.
Right.
Right. And it's like, you know, but I want to. I think it's important to connect with people even while I'm painting, because that whole process is really important. So I think it's about the art of living.
Absolutely.
You know, it's like, you know, like creating and enhancing and having beauty. But also the beauty is that moment, is that engagement with people. You know, it's about what you do. It's about what you do and why you do it. You know,
absolutely.
It's about what you do.
Or put another way, there is the word butterfly, then there is the butterfly. Absolutely. And I think art is the butterfly. Put another way, there is the word butterfly, then there is the butterfly. And I think art is the butterfly. You did a great job of associating with people. Believe me, that was. And you guys will see that on the video. We had bebop going on. We had with hugs, and at one point you didn't even want your friends to leave. Because it is comfort in numbers, and it's the gathering also.
It is.
It has become the gathering where it was the isolation at one point, I'm sure.
Right.
As you discovered coming from from upstate to New York, then to Philadelphia. You led some isolated incidents, and then you went back. You know.
Oh, you're actually seeing the full circle, huh?
Oh, I am. That's why it's so important for us to know this evolution. Well, I'm excited because you told me not only have you grown, you're gonna try to do a play, and then you know, I was really excited to hear, and I just knew the man when I met him, and so to hear his evolution is incredible. I will find out more about your work, but I'm really excited for you to arrive at a medium that's so going to be, I feel like the way you explained it, one sentence to me, is going to take all of the art forms and put them together. And tell us about something about that. How did that come about?
This came about by doing some laptop music on my computer. I'm listening to it and I'm like, this sounds like a score. It just doesn't sound like I'm not just doing beats. You know what I mean? I'm doing, and they're like, it sounds like a score. Like it could be for a movie or something. So as I'm dancing, I'm thinking of all these concepts. And I'm like, this is really interesting. I'm not gonna let the cat out of the bag. So now I'm bringing all of my experiences as an artist and all of my things into this whole concept of theater and dance. And like I've actually played with some theater as a young child and took a class or two, and like, you know, it's a whole another level. We're artists, so we dabble in a lot of different things, man. And you know, there's a dance company in California that's going to take on my concept, and it's going to be a show for 2009. You know, it's too early for me to really get into any depth about it.
Of course, we would love to have the breakdown here. And
it's going to be a beautiful thing. It encompasses not just my life, man, but the life of a lot of people who shared similar experiences, man. You know, it's going to be, the beauty of it is like it's told through dance.
That's,
you know, and it's going to be
one of the greatest expressions we have.
Yeah, it's going to be really powerful. It's going to be extremely powerful and a lot of fun, and it's going to get a chance to tell a story, you know, through a whole nother dialect.
Are you just using dance, or are you also using writing? Multimedia, right?
Imagery, live musicians.
Well, I tell you, you know, don't let the cat out of the bag, because I love to be surprised in my life. I wanted to sit down with you and talk to you, because I love to show people's evolution. That, you know, a lot of the kids generally get, you know, there's so much fear around us, so much aloneness around us, that we feel like we're never going to grow out of something. And you know, you were inspiration. You know, from the moment I met you, just wanted to thank you, my brother.
Thank you, man. It's a pleasure.